Welcome to Surviving Schizophrenia with Steven. My name is Steven. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to talk about the 5 ways I deal with my depression. Now, I've had schizophrenia since I was 12 years old, and I've had depression since then, so since 2012. And I've figured out these 5 ways that have really helped me deal with my depression. So here they are. 1. Walking. Like I'm doing right now. I'm out walking in my neighborhood, and walking has been great for me to clear my mind, get some exercise, stretch, and think about things. And I find I can think through a lot of what's going on with my thoughts about depression, my thoughts about everything I've missed in my life, and having schizophrenia and what that's done to my life. That's where most of my depression comes from, is thinking about the past and what's been taken from me by schizophrenia. But when I walk, I can think that through, come to terms with it better, and realize, my life, it's not what I thought it'd be, but it's not bad either. It's actually pretty great. And walking does help me think all of that through. And while I walk, I do the second thing, listening to music. And listening to music, I find, can do one of two things for me. One, I can listen to something really happy, fun, and upbeat, and it'll bring up my mood. Or two, I can listen to something sad, somber, and not upbeat, and I find when I do that, as opposed to listening to something positive and upbeat, it makes me feel validated, if that makes sense. It makes me feel sad, but in a way that allows me to work through those emotions, to get them out of my system so I can be happier again later. 3. Watching comedy TV shows. That helped me so much. I started doing that a lot right when I fell ill. I would watch comedy TV shows all day, and it was so much fun, and got me to take my mind off my illness and my depression that I was having at the time. And I especially like older TV shows. So let's say Get Smart from like the 60s. That was so much fun, because I find those are more lighthearted than some comedies even nowadays. And like Andy Griffith Show, and yes, later on Seinfeld even, and Cheers. I find those really lift my spirits and make me laugh. And when you're laughing, genuinely, you can't be as depressed. That's what I found. 4. Playing video games. Now, for me, I love video games, and that's something I latched onto early on as well, after I fell ill. And they allow me to be transported to a different world, right? A different place, whatever it is, where I don't have schizophrenia. And I can just be in that world. And my favorites are Pokemon. And I love Pokemon, always have. And Pokemon, especially for me, not only gives me an escape to wherever in the Pokemon world I'm at, whatever region, right? But it brings me back to when I was a child, before I had schizophrenia, when I played Pokemon. And so playing Pokemon now brings me back to that simpler time, when I didn't have to worry about schizophrenia, when I didn't have depression and anxiety. And so going and playing Pokemon now brings me back to that time. And that just makes me so happy, calms me down, and relaxes me. The 5th one. I did this a lot right when I fell ill too. And then I stopped for a while, but I'm getting back into it again now. Reading. Reading, I find, is a great escape. Similar to video games, because it takes me to a different place, right? But also allows me to use my imagination, right? I can't think about depression if I'm using my imagination to think about what I'm reading and paint the picture of what I'm reading in my mind. And I find it also just gets it off my mind a bit better that way. And I can just get engrossed in the book and not focus on what's happening in my life, and instead focus on what I'm reading. So those are the 5 ways I deal with my depression. I'll say them off again. 1, I forget the order now, I said this and shoot, but going for walks, getting exercise, fresh air, and thinking things through. It's so helpful for me. Music can either lift my mood or keep me at the same mood, but let me work through my feelings. 3. Shoot, give me a sec here. I forget the order now, but gaming, which gives me an escape, especially Pokemon, brings me back to that simpler time before I had schizophrenia, and I was still a child and could just enjoy myself, playing poker with my cousins and my friends. Reading, great escape as well, as I mentioned, and watching comedy TV shows. I think I said them all now. Although my memory isn't the best, so I hope I actually did. And now I'd like to hear from you. What are your ways you deal with your depression? Please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And maybe I'll find some other technique I can use to deal with my depression. And maybe you watching can find something someone else mentioned as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a happy and healthy rest of your day. And hope to see you in the next video. Bye.